Growing up in the Black Forest, I loved comics. One time I found a whole pile of Tintin cartoons someone had left on the curb. It was like discovering gold. At first I traced my favorite characters. Then I made up my own. I drew in school. I illustrated assignments. I drew my Christmas list. I wouldn't say I was obsessive about drawing, it just made me happy. Now that I'm older, I can see drawing is part of my DNA. My dad was a baker, but he also was an artist. Our hallway was lined with pencil drawings he did as a teenager. I thought they were magic. But growing up, I never saw him pick up a brush. Not even once. When he came home from the war, he needed to support his family. Art wasn't an option. Years later, after my dad retired, he turned a room in our house into a studio. He'd put on some classical music and paint for hours. I think my path as an artist is not that different from my dad's. Like him, I loved drawing as far back as I can remember. But somehow, somewhere along the line, my pencils took a backseat to life. It took a couple of decades to find my way back to that kid who loved comics. In my 40s, I would lie on my couch with a journal and doodle characters. I'd start by sketching a nose, maybe add a hat, a flower. Sometimes I would show my sketches to friends. They'd tell me, "You have to do more of these." I don't know why I stopped. When I met the woman I live with now, she asked if I would create a few cartoons for a book she was working on for writers. I had to shape comics to captions. This was a whole new challenge. For the first time in my life, I saw myself as a serious artist. These days, I still like the fast form. There's something about following that original line, about watching characters appear on the page. But I also revise and refine. It's my pencil that creates the characters, but they like to tell their own stories. A lot of mornings I go to my desk or a cafe and draw for hours, or just a few minutes on a busy day. I want to embrace the fun. I want to create as much as I can. I'm not sure why I stopped drawing for years at a time. And I wonder about my dad. Did he ever think about it? The decades he never picked up a paintbrush. I've probably spent just as much time away from my art. But I do know, for both of us, there was a lot of life between the lines. As a cartoonist, as a person, I don't want to waste time looking back. I don't want to regret all the comic characters I didn't bring to life. The composer Claude Debussy once said, "Music is a space between the notes." I think that's right. Those years I wasn't drawing, maybe that was part of my creative journey. Maybe those years were my spaces.